Hello students, how are you all? Hope you're all fine. Yes. In the last class students, I introduced the concept of discount. Yes. How is the response? Able to understand the concept of discount? Don't worry, if still there is little bit lagging behind, then we'll quickly recapitulate all the formulas and concepts once again. See student, discount, what it means reduction in price. Okay. Next comes mark price. What is it? The printed price, the catalog price, the advertised price, or the list price is termed as the mark price. Okay, whenever we purchase any article from a market, there is a slip or sticker on which the price is written. So that price is termed as the mark price. Okay, what's discount? We all know the offers are provided, right, for better sale. Okay, for selling their product, particular customer, to attract the customers, right? So for that discounts are provided. What's a discount? Discount is the amount deducted from the mark price of an article, right? So what's selling price? Selling price is mark price minus discount. Okay, clear this plan? Then we discuss the formulas further. Two more formulas, let's understand that as well. Discount percent, what it is? It is discount upon mark price into 100%. What is discount percent? Discount upon mark price into 100%. Now, what is the formula then to calculate the selling price when discount percent and mark price are given? Yes, repeat after me. It is selling price equals to 1 minus discount upon 100 of mark price. Or also we can say selling price is equal to 100 minus discount upon 100 of mark price. Clear? Okay. Now we are going to continue with the exercise, right students? I'll be sharing today the PDF of this exercise 7.3, all the classwork questions. If you have any doubt, you must put it in the comment box or you can send me the doubts. Okay, fine. Let's continue. I gave you homework up till question number 8 yesterday. This was done, students. Hope you all have completed. Let's start with the next, that is question number 10. The question says, question 9 is homework students. Up till 8 I gave you. I'm starting with 10. 9 and 10 are exactly same. Okay, based on the same concept. So you'll be able to do that. Let's see question number 10. Yes, students. See what it says. A shopkeeper allows 20% discount. What's the discount percent? 20% on his goods and still earns a profit of 20%. What is the profit percent? 20%. How much is the discount? 20%. Right? If an article is sold for rupees 360, sold, that means this is the selling price. Selling price, profit percent, discount percent. Three values are given. The question is asking us to calculate first part the mark price, second part the cost price. Clear students? So first of all, what is the formula for selling price? Yes, we have just now discussed 1 minus discount upon 100 of mark price. How much is the discount? 20%. Okay. Now selling price is given. Discount we have substituted the value 20. So calculate, work out, mark price comes out. Yes. 1 minus 20 upon 100. 100 is the LCM. 100 minus 20 is 80. 80 upon 100. Off means multiply. Yes. Now to find out mark price, what will I do? I'll take this 80 upon 100 on the other side and then it will become reciprocal. What I'll have to do is I'll have to take reciprocal. So 80 upon 100 on the other side, when I shift it, it becomes 100 upon 80. Work out the calculation. 0 will be cancelled with 0. 10 upon 8. So yes, calculate it. It comes out rupees 450. Next, second part of the question was to calculate the cost price. Profit percent is given. Selling price, we know it's 360. So what is the formula? Second exercise 7.2, profit and loss we have done. Yes, selling price is given. Cost price we have to find out. The formula for cost prices, we can do it two ways, students. Again I'm repeating. One is SP equals to 1 plus profit upon 100 of CP, or CP equals to SP into 100 upon 100 plus profit percent. So substitute, what's SP? Yes, SP is 360. Profit 20%. So 20 upon 100, 1 plus 20 upon 100, 100 is the LCM. Or you can simplify it also. 20 upon 100 is 1 by 5. So 1 plus 1 by 5. See here, also you can do the same way. Both the ways I'm explaining, so that students, even if you have any confusion, ma'am, can we do it this way or that way? See, both are correct. You can simplify it here and then you can do it, or you can just take it exactly same. So when I simplify, 0, 0 cancel, 2 1s are 2, 2 5s are 10, 1 by 5 is what I get. 1 plus 1 by 5 is, yes, 5 is the LCM, 5 plus 1, 6, 6 upon 5. So 6 upon 5 comes out 360, and the value of the cost price comes out on calculating 6 is the 36, 60, 60 into 5, that is 300. So hence you get the cost price of the article as rupees 300. Clear, students? Next is question number 11. In the question number 11, we have to use a formula which I am just now sharing with you all. 11th is homework, students, so pay attention. I'm reading out the question for you, then we will move to this question number 13. Before that, I'm taking question number 11. 11th is the printed price of a refrigerator is 28,600 rupees. A dealer allows two successive discounts of 10% and 5%. The other allows a discount of 20%. Which is the better offer? Okay, the printed price of a refrigerator is 28,600 and there are two successive discounts. Yes, what are the two discounts? D1 is 10% and D2 is 5%. Question is to find the price that the customer has to pay for the refrigerator. The price that you will pay will be what? Yes, it will be the selling price for the dealer. Okay, this is CP for you, and for the dealer it is the selling price. So what we have to calculate, basically the selling price. Yes, students, the formula is, please listen very carefully so that there is no problem. Selling price formula is 1 minus discount upon 100 of mark price when two discounts are given, D1 and D2. Yes, this is the formula. Selling price equals to 1 minus D1 upon 100 into 1 minus D2 upon 100 of the marked price. So what is given as the mark price? Yes, it is printed price is given, that means the mark price, which is 28,600. So I'm telling you the solution also how to do it. Yes, 12th question, 11th question, it will be 1 minus 10 upon 100, bracket open, 1 minus 5 upon 100 of 28,600. Clear? Straight away direct substitution in the formula of the values and you will get the required price which the customer has to pay, or you can say it is the selling price which is there for the refrigerator. Clear? Now I'm moving to the next question. Students, please put a cross on question number 12, not to be done in register, which is a better offer. There is a comparison, so that question you do not have to do in your maths register. Put a cross. Okay, 13th question, let's move to that last question of the exercise. So your homework basically is question number 9 today. 10th I have explained you, we have done. 11th is homework. 2 questions I have given you homework from here for the day, and 2 I am taking as classwork, basically 10 and 13, right? See the 13th or next, students. Yes, 11th I have explained you. 13th is find a single discount which is equivalent to two successive discounts of 30% and 10%. Okay, now the formula just now I've told you. Yes, SP equals to selling price equals to 1 minus D1 upon 100, that is 1 minus 30 upon 100. I get 1 minus D2 upon 100, second discount is 10%, so that of X. What is X? The marked price. Students, remember a single discount I have to find out, okay, which is having equal value. Now equivalent is what? The marked price. So this should be clear. If that is not clear, this solution can never be done. Okay, see, for what we want in this question is there is a person who is offering two discounts, one of 30 and the other of 10% on a particular article, and the another one is offering a single discount which is actually equivalent to. Now it means that discount value was different, but the mark price of the article we know will remain the same. Yes, okay, so let the mark price be X. What is the single discount? Let us assume it as D%. So 1 minus D upon 100 of X. What is X? Mark price. The mark price, the tag price on the of the article will remain same, so that is X. Do it the same way for this two equivalent discounts, 1 minus 30 upon 100, 1 minus 10 upon 100 of rupees X. What is X? Mark price, which remains same for the same article, and D% is the discount, single discount which I want to calculate, which will be having the same selling price in both the cases. Now x will be cancelled straight away from both the sides. X will be cancelled from both the sides. Okay. What am I left with? 1 minus d upon 100 from left hand side. And here it's 100 is the LCM. 100 minus 30, 70 upon 100. This side again 100 is the LCM. 100 minus 10, 90 upon 100. Okay. 7 9s are 63. So 6300 upon 10,000. Cancel out 2 zeros with 2. 63 upon 100. So 1 minus d upon 100 comes out 63 upon 100. Student, here you can see very clearly the implies sign is what I have put. What you people do is you use equal here also and in between the two left and right side also. See, it is not right at all. Mathematically, equal sign can come only once because these are separate steps. So implies, this is the sign for this, implies that. So for next step you will either use no symbol or you'll use this implies sign. Okay. So 1 minus 63 upon 100 is equal to d upon 100. Solve it out. Take the LCM. What I have done, like terms we have separated. These two are values, number values. So we have taken this on the same side. 63 upon 100. If I shift it on the other side, it becomes 1 minus 63 upon 100. Minus d upon 100 will become plus d upon 100. So what is the difference? 100 minus 63, 37 upon 100 equals to d upon 100, right? Now 100 cancel from both the side denominators. D comes out straight away 37%. Hence the single discount of 37% is equivalent to 2 successive discounts. Okay, that was all for exercise 7.3. Okay students, pay attention. Exercise 7.3 question number 9 and 11 you have to do self. I have given you that as homework. 12th not to be done. 10 and 13 I have explained you just now. I am sharing the PDF also so that if there is any doubt in the classwork part you can see it. Okay, all of you can see it. And now we are going to move to the next chapter, students. Today I'll just explain you the basic concept of the next chapter. So I want you all to be very attentive when I am explaining you that. Okay, pay attention. Yes. The next chapter that we are going to start is direct and inverse variation. See, the beginning exercise is the introductory exercise 9.1. Okay, why am I saying it? Because you have done it in your previous classes also. Okay, see, for example, you go to a shop and you buy 2 pens. Okay, such that the price for each is rupees 10. Price for each is rupees 10. So for 2, what's the price? 20 rupees. Similarly, if I say that you buy 5 such pencils, students, then what will be the price? Rupees 50. What is happening here is, more is the number of articles purchased, more becomes the cost. Clear? Clear, students? So such a variation is called direct variation. For example, I purchased 2 kg of sugar from market and the other case I purchased 10 kg. Which one will have more price? We know very clearly more is the weight of the sugar, more will be the price. So this is called direct variation. When one quantity increases, the other also increases, and with decrease in one quantity, the other quantity also decreases. Am I making myself clear, student? So this is called as direct variation. We can have many examples from our daily life of direct variation. Okay, 2 ways things can vary. For example, if I talk about, say, school board, you have done it earlier. You help your class teacher in doing your class board work. So if, say, 5 students are doing all of the board work, complete display board, what will happen? You will take more days to complete the board work. But if I say 30 students of the class, all 32 students of my class are working for the board, so what will happen? Within a day or within less time, we can complete the same board. So this kind of variation is what? It's not direct, because as the number of students are increasing, doing the work are increasing, the time taken is reducing. The time taken will be less. Okay, for example, there is a construction site. There are 2 people working on the same site. To complete a construction work, they will take 10 days, say. And on the same construction site, if I say 7 people are working together, 7 are working. Now what will happen? Of course, the number of days will get reduced because now the manpower is more. So such a variation is called inverse variation. Is that clear? Direct variation. So what we can conclude? More is the, or increase in one quantity causes the increase in another quantity, or decrease in one quantity causes decrease in another quantity. That means directly proportional. More you study, more is your marks, right? Direct variation. Similarly, today in the class, we are just going to understand direct variation. This is what it means. In your previous classes, junior classes, you must have done tabular form, right? Tabular form. 2 pencils purchased, 20 is the cost. What will be the cost for 5 such pencils? So what do? You prepare a table for the same number of pencils and the cost, and accordingly you find out for the direct variation. So for today, what I am actually giving you work is to start, because the classwork, the register work is less. So what I'm giving you is some extra work for the same. I've explained you today direct variation. I'm giving you as a homework examples chapter direct and inverse variation, solved example question number 3 to 5. Solved example question 3 to 5. That means 3, 4, 5, 2. And exercise 9.1. Pay attention. Exercise 9.1. Question number 1 to question number 1 and 2 in book. I repeat, students, so that there is no confusion. Okay, you have to complete 7.3, right? That I've told you, 12 question not to be done in register. Yes, that is clear. And from next chapter, that is direct and inverse variation, I've explained you today very clearly direct variation. Okay, I've explained you direct variation. What you have to do is you have to do 3, 4, 5, 3 solved examples, which I've explained, and exercise 9.1 question number 1 and 2 in your book. Clear, student? That was all for today's class. We'll continue with the new chapter in the next class. Thank you.